Cats, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you joined me today. Today we're going to make book page side pockets with an envelope. But first, let's have our shout out to Nancy, SG, Jay, Gail, Stephanie, and Paulette. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, you guys, I have that book page that I think is in German. I'm not positive, but I think. I could be totally wrong. And I cut it down to be 4 inches by 5.5 inches. And then I backed it with some coffee dyed paper. I glued the two together and I stitched around the outside. I also inked both sides. All right, so here we have our base. Now, because there is a margin right here, this is the side that I'm going to choose to fold over. And I'm going to fold it over approximately an inch. Okay, just like that. Just fold it over like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ink this right here. And then I'm going to take some grid paper that's coffee dyed, and I'm going to measure just very quickly. I think I'd like to cut it right here. And then, and my long scissors. Actually, because I'm not very good with scissors and making it straight, even though there's a line, I'm going to stick it through here. Okay, get it in here. Open it up. All right. Okay. There we go. Now we have it looking like this. I'm going to glue the ends right here. I'm going to put some glue right here. I'm going to put some glue right here. Glue the ends. And I'm going to lay my scissors on just for a second while I go ahead and I'm going to ink up this piece that we cut right here. All right, I've got that all inked. Hoping this is glued down. And I'm going to glue this right on here, just like this. So I'm going to get my glue and I'm going to put some glue down. It's like this. Now I got the inspiration for these colors that I'm making this out of by the last video that I did and the piece of ephemera that's this one. I love this so much that I decided I'm going to make a journal with these theme colors. So that's what this is all about. Now you can make this out of any color. You could do it in the blues, greens, cupcakes, whatever your theme is to go along with what you're doing. I'm just making them in these colors so that I can get my theme going with my journal. So I'm going to lay down a little bead of glue and I'm going to lay down this very skinny black satin ribbon right along here like this. Okay, I'm going to give it a little trim. Now I have some very pretty black lace that I'm going to put right here on the end. I'm not using fabric tack, but I'm hoping this is going to be all right. And I'm going to do it on this end as well, both ends. I'm going to get this lace. So I'm going to lay it down just like this. I'm going to pull it down just a little bit so some of the coffee dyed paper shows. I'm going to trim it just like that. Add something else on there. Okay. Then I'm going to do the other side. this and give it a little trim. Pull it up just a tad. This was the other way around. Actually, I think that will be perfect. Whoop. Okay. Now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to get this little stamp that I have right here, and I'm going to use black ink, and I'm going to ink it up, and then I'm going to put this littler leaf, I think it's a leaf, right here on top. I'm going to see if I can line this up the best I can and just place it down just like that. Oh, I just think that looks so pretty. Now we're going to need an envelope to slip in here. So I have a piece of that same book paper, and I cut it 4 by 4, and I inked around the edge. Now, I actually inked around both sides. I probably didn't have to do both sides, but I did anyway. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide which side of the paper, and it does not matter. They're both extremely similar. So I'm going to go corner to corner, and I'm going to put an oh so light line, and I'm going to go corner to corner and another very light line. And where those two lines intersect is where I'm going to take my point. I'm going to go right up to that line and crease, and I'm going to go right up to this line and crease, and one more time up to the line and crease. I'm not overlapping these. They're not overlapped. Okay, so to secure this down, I got a piece of my scrap grid paper, and I am going to glue it right down on there. So I'm going to lay some glue down, and then I'm going to probably need a couple rows of that. It's a little wider than that. I'm just going to put this right here, and that's kind of like our tape. And then I'm going to turn it on the side, and I'm going to trim this. There we go. Nice and trim. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. So we're just using this grid paper, just like glue or tape. Tape's a better word. Right down there, just like that. All right, now we're going to trim this. Oh, that wasn't very good. There, that's better. Now we need to ink here, 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 and then the same on this side. So I'm going to ink that. All right, we've got it all inked. Now we're going to take this flap and we're going to fold it down just like this. There we go. And don't forget, you are going to need, oh, I thought I needed to ink it, but I already, no, I knew I had to ink something. I have to ink this fold right here. Confusing myself for a second. That's not hard to do. Okay, so now let's decorate this. I'm going to open it up, and I have my stamp that is just a small paragraph. I'm going to put it on my silicone holder, and I am going to ink it up with black, but I'm not going to put ink on all of it. It's just on part of it, just part of it. And I'm just going to lightly place it down here and there. We just want a little address, just like that. I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to put my little, it says, what does it say? I'm not real sure what it says. Registered. That's what it says, registered. And I'm going to place this right up here, just like that. Now I'm going to turn it over, and I am going to place another little script, the same one that we used on this part right here, the same one. I am going to put it, actually it's not the same one. The same one is, well, where did I place that? Let me find it. Okay, it's this one right here. It looks like that. That fits on there perfectly. So just going to look at how this is going to go, just like that. I'm going to put a little bit of ink on it. So once again, if you don't have these stamps, you can use what you have, just a small little stamp, and just use what you have, and you can make it work, and it will look very similar. So now we need an inside. We need a letter. So I need to get my little scrap. Okay, I have a scrap of coffee dyed grid paper, and I want to make this be part of our inside, so I need to trim it down just a tiny bit. There we go. And I'm going to see if it fits now. Yes, it'll go all the way in. And I'm just going to fold it over right here to kind of judge where that would be. Take it out and give it a little fold. And then give it another trim. I need to ink around the edge, so I'm going to do that. Okay, I've got my page all inked up on both sides. And this is the opening here. So right here at the opening, I'd like to go ahead and put another stamp right there. Where on earth did I put that? Okay, I lost my plexiglass. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go with the theme and put this right on top of this paper, like that. So that now when you place it inside, there we go. Oh, did I not get it in there? There we go. So when you open it up, you can see that there's a little stamped emblem. Then this right here fits nicely, just like that. So you have your little envelope and you have your tuck spot. You could actually only attach it 3 ways and have a third tuck spot on your paper. You guys, I absolutely am loving this project. Here's the one I made before and the envelope I made there. Oh, we could turn it the other way. You guys, I am loving this project. So check back because I'd love to see you in my next video. See you then, guys. Bye now.